Hey everybody, welcome back to the 10th floor. It's me, Matt.
Hi, everybody. It's Kat. Good
Good
morning.
morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. And
I'm
you,
all shook up. It's Elvis's birthday, y'all.
is it Elvis's birthday today? Oh,
Yes,
well,
it is.
everybody make yourself a peanut butter and banana sandwich, deep fry that sucker, and enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. He had a movie. Well, there's a movie out about Elvis right now.
Yeah, I went to see it in the theater. Remember I told you?
Did
Actually,
you?
I told you guys too.
Oh yeah. You did talk about it. You did talk about
Yeah.
it. You did. Well, yeah. Hey, well, happy birthday to Elvis. Happy birthday to other people that are whose birthday is January 8th.
Like Scarlett, your niece.
Well, there we go. See, I know these things. I knew that in my heart. Um,
He's 7 today, babe.
well, geez, 7. Are you sure?
Yeah.
You sure she's not 6 or 5?
No, babe. Ellie's 5.
Oh my God. See, I've been gone. I've been gone, and you don't realize how much time passes when you're away.
Uh-huh.
you know. And with the youngest's case, like she's exactly the same size as she was when I left. So, for me, it was like no time had passed. She just talks way better. Hey, everybody, look at that! Everybody was just clicking, waiting. They were sitting there on our channel, refreshing, just waiting for us to come on. Jeannie
Well,
is here. Leanne is here. Hevelin is here. Everybody's loading up.
hi, guys.
It's like that old
I
Ross
hope you're.
commercial,
I
open,
heard,
open, 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 open.
no, that's Mervin's son.
Remember
Um, well, I hope you guys had a wonderful first a week of 2023.
Yes. I concur and I agree. I hope that you all had a wonderful week. And you've stuck to your resolutions or have already abandoned the ones that just aren't for you this year. It's all good.
I rarely make them because um that's just not my style. I mean, I've never had a resolution that I kept
Mm-hmm.
ever. So, why do that to myself? I'm just gonna wind up disappointing myself.
I hear you. I understand that. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. No reason to disappoint yourself. No reason to disappoint the people around you who are cheering for you. And then we did like Biggest Loser challenges. Do you remember doing that with the family and just trying to like lose weight and stuff? And we just never
I
did it.
sure do.
Oh, goodness.
I sure do. Who the heck
Oh,
won
my
that?
gosh. What a family.
Who won that?
Who won that? I think Grandma won that.
I think she did
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, good times. Good
A
times.
long time
Good
ago.
job, Granny. Good
Dang,
job.
we
That
were
was
still
early 2000s stuff. Early 2000s. I was a teenager. I was definitely in high school or something.
we were still living in Union City, that's for
A
sure.
100%. 100%. Look at us. Just traveling down memory lane as one does at the end of the year, or when you have an epic birthday party on the Haunted Star and Austin puts together a slideshow of your life, which was beautiful. And we talked about that last week. But there's no reason why we can't talk about it again. Oh my gosh. What a goofball, Kelly Tebow. Queen of the South is here, Ma. Stephanie is here. Melissa's here. Chandra has come in. Everybody is just ready to talk about GH this week because it was a huge and
All
epic.
right.
Oh, you're digitizing again.
Oh, I got the
80s
next
music
headline.
video once
What
again.
the heck is going on with that?
I don't know, but there you go. Hey, it's just going to be a fun little Easter egg that happens during the
It
episode
reminds
today.
me of Max Headroom when it does that. It's exactly what it looks like. Weird. Yeah, but that's that dude, right? Like from the 80s, and he
Yeah,
would
yeah,
come.
yeah. Totally looks like an 80s music video.
Yeah, it does.
100%.
Yes.
Mama headroom. Stephanie says she loves your nails, Ma. What do your nails look like today?
Oh, I have my Christmas nails are still
Oh,
there.
okay.
Just my ring finger is in silver.
Okay.
That they say that's not trendy anymore to have one finger a different, but I don't care. Do my own thing.
You
If
don't
I
have to be
like
at the
it,
top of
I
the
like
trends
it.
all the time. It's all good. It's all
No.
good. It's all good. Oh gosh. Well, people are here. We should probably talk about the show.
We should.
We can get off the elevator. We can step up onto the 10th floor of General Hospital, where it is a popping off left and right. Okay,
It is
half the
crazy
town
here
is
on the
here.
10th
Half the
floor.
town is here, folks. If you look all over the place, you're going to see somebody except for doctors. TJ was there for a second. Where's Dr. Finn? He's not there. I mean, Elizabeth's running around. They
You
had
know,
that one doctor that I don't even know. Who was that guy?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Some dude. I don't remember. Some
Austin was there for a
Dr.
minute.
Man.
Austin was there for a
Austin
minute.
was there for a minute. Austin
Hmm.
was there for a minute. But Esme so alone in that bed with a fake doctor. And then we got Britt, dead in another bed. And it's just, oh my goodness. Oh gosh, the haunted star needs to be decommissioned, says Melissa. Every event ends with a dead woman.
Well, that ain't no lie, is it?
Oh no,
Wow.
it isn't.
Yeah, the haunted star.
Somebody's
Hasn't
always
been
going to
the
kick the
same.
bucket there.
Someone been kicking the bucket there since Luke left.
Oh,
Remember, Luke used to live on that boat.
yes, even
He lived on the
Luke's
boat.
ashes got blown off of it into Scotty's face. You know,
Yes.
I guess nobody died in that one, except it was about a dead person.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no,
That
it's
haunted
true.
star.
It's
I
true.
like
All
that
right.
haunted star, though. I do. I like that haunted star.
You know, it's true though. It's like, you
But
know,
we could have people stop dying on it for a minute, though, where I can just
holy
enjoy it.
smokes, Mom. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, we got to have to quickly change course because Melissa has popped the lid off of something that I didn't even think about.
What's that?
I'm going to read it to you verbatim, Mom, and I hope it blows your mind just as much as she blew mine just right now, okay?
Okay.
Britt dead in bed just as Willow gets a match. I'd totally forgotten about the relation between Willow and Britt.
Oh, gosh, I hope her match ain't Britt.
It would be. Wouldn't it be? I mean, the timing's pretty good. You don't, I mean, I guess a live bone marrow might be where it's at, but there is a family relationship between Britt and Willow.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
They're
They're
cousins.
cousins or something.
They're cousins.
Yeah, they're cousins.
Can they harvest bone marrow from someone that's passed away?
I don't know if it needs to be like living bone marrow or just bone marrow in general.
You would think that it would have to be from a live person. I don't know, though.
I don't know. But this is also, we have to always remember that this is a sideways reality. This is 1 or 2 steps away from the real world.
Ain't that the
maybe there's some sort of Dr. David Hayward methodology out there when it comes to harvesting bone marrow. I don't know.
Yeah.
Leanne says it must be from a living person. But again, this is 2 or 3 steps away from actual reality. So who knows what's going to happen? But hey, that's something fun to think about.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the match came up.
The match came up. That was the last scene on Friday.
It was. And she was so excited. But who is it?
Who is it?
It's Josiah. Who's Josiah? Who are they going to cast for this Josiah?
Well, they're going to have to go find a Josiah, aren't they?
They're going to have to find a Josiah, and he's going to have to be like some ponytail wearing hippie dude. Like, I see him in like a brown, like, natural leather cow's vest with a bolo tie.
Could be.
And really long hair that's pulled back, but it's all like mostly gray. But not Cyrus Renault style, but different.
Like crazier?
Like a little crazier, man. And then he's like, hey, you dudes, I'm Josiah. And then you could like cast me as him and I'll do it. You just spray my beard a little bit more gray and I can be your Josiah. No problem.
I know you could.
I'll do it. Frank Valentini. You're tangentially aware of our show. When he was like, hey, Fido, what'd you do over the weekend? He was like, oh, I did a podcast. It was called The 10th Floor. And that's all that Frank Valentini knows about us. But hey, I'm open.
I thought I saw Fido at the Stephen Bradford show.
Oh yeah?
I thought I saw him, and I even said something to him. I said, is your name Fido? And he goes, no, because Fido's kind of an unusual name, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, no. And he looked really, he just reminded me of him so much.
Oh.
He was right back of me, behind me in line. Yeah. And he's with a group of people, and he goes, no, my name's not Fido. I said, oh, I thought you were Fido Xavier. I said, he's a director for General Hospital, and I thought you were he. You look like him. Oh, sorry to disappoint you. My name's not Fido.
But you made a friend for the evening. You shared drinks and had a great time. I mean, that's how the story ends in my head. I don't know how it actually ends in real life.
It ended right there.
You turned around and never spoke to him again.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious! All right, so I mean, maybe it has to be from a living person. Maybe it doesn't have to be from a living person. Either way, maybe Britt's death is going to help two people and not just one.
Well,
Everybody's dying for Jocelyn.
it'll be tragic if it is.
Yeah.
It'll be trying to kind of tragic if it is, because I don't know that they're going to go that route with a couple of steps away from reality.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
That's
GH,
a
when it comes to
little
medical stuff, does try to
insultive
be
for
close to
people
reality.
actually looking for a bone marrow
Hmm.
transplant.
So
Uh,
maybe it's somebody else. Maybe it's just somebody else in the registry. Maybe Liesel's on the registry. Maybe somebody's on the registry.
yeah. Well,
Somebody else
maybe.
that we
And you
forgot
guys
entirely.
noticed, the box of stuff from Britt's office had Willow Tate's record in it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it said chemotherapy right on the
Right.
cover.
So, as soon as Nina looks down into that box in any more detail, she's going to see, what the fudge is this?
Yep.
OMG. My goodness gracious. And why did Liesel pack that in the box? That's not one of Britt's personal possessions.
Yeah, why
Hmm.
did she?
Hmm.
Hmm.
What are you up to, Liesel Obrecht?
Well, she was up to a lot this week, wasn't she?
Yeah, well, she
Oh
said
my
goodbye to
God.
her daughter Britta. She held
Oh, that
her
was,
like she
yeah.
didn't hold
Oh my
Nathan.
God. Yeah. When she said, "What can I do? Look, you can hold me." It was
And
interesting though
yeah,
that Liesel died on the Haunted Star. What they needed to haul her dead body over to the hospital for?
that's where the morgue is.
But yeah, but you don't.
Maybe she's a crime scene and they needed to examine her and do an autopsy.
No, that's well, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah.
That
Oh,
makes
what was
sense.
it? Oh, it was the snake venom once again.
So it appears that Britta didn't even realize she had the scratch. Right?
So that's kind of up in the air. I'm actually
Yeah.
interested in what the chat thinks about this. Okay, so she comes back to the haunted stars. She's like, "Oh, I changed my mind. I didn't want to leave." Right?
Mm.
But then there was something about like how she said, "I just wanted to spend a little more time with you all before the end," or something like that. Just little tiny little maybe micro hints and allusions. Like she
Yeah.
might have known that she was scratched, and rather than call the ambulance and go to the hospital, she was just like, "Let me go back to the haunted star and be around who I can be around while this takes me," rather than wasting away with Huntington's.
So you think that possibly she knew she was scratched and avoided the hospital on purpose?
Potentially, I mean, because they said it was over an hour.
Yeah,
You know,
potentially.
that would,
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
I got the impression that maybe when I saw, and I watched the dang thing 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but I just did.
Because you liked
I
it.
guess I like General Hospital a lot.
You do. You want to be well
I watched
informed for the
Friday Show
podcast.
3 times. But anyway, I got the impression that she did not. To me, she didn't realize she was scratched. But
Okay.
who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who knows? Oh my goodness, poor Dr. O.
Good. Yeah. Both kids
Oh,
now. Both
it
kids.
was both of them,
She ain't got
yes.
no kids left. Both
No.
murdered.
And now Kelly Thibault ain't got no job on General Hospital either.
Well, I mean, always away.
I know there is. I know there is. Is there a single berth in General in Port Charles or
Never.
anywhere or anybody affiliated to Port Charles? Are there any single berths? No.
Well, I
So
mean, they could also go the route that Heather used a different type of poison that simulated death, and they squirreled her body away, and she's been somewhere.
that's true.
You know,
That's been done.
boom, boom,
That's
boom,
been done
boom, boom.
plenty.
I have written Britt back to life already.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. It could happen.
But the chat says, I think Britt knew, says Melissa. She says, I think Britt knew, and she went out on her own accord. She knew about the poison. De Havilland says, I believe that there's more than one hook killer, which I think at this point we're pretty sure of that. Stephanie says, I believe Britt knew that she was poisoned and chose to die in her mother's arms as a victim of the hook instead of letting Huntington's take her down.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Well, I thought all of it was just explosive and so good. And man, my heart just broke for Obret. Oh my gosh.
Oh, for sure, for sure. That's exactly what happened. I think that 100% consensus on that. The Twitterverse has been in no argument, at least that I've seen, when it comes to how great it was. There was a couple of questions early on like Friday when she like stumbled down last Friday, or scratched. I think it was Friday when we saw that she was scratched, leading into her death on Monday, I believe it was, or Tuesday, or whatever. I don't know. Was it a holiday
Yeah.
week? I don't remember.
Yeah, there was no show on Monday
On Monday, yeah. Okay. Yes.
because there was a football game on.
And then there was no show on Thursday or something because the president was talking again. Or at least no broadcasted show. You had to go online to watch it.
Yeah.
Or at midnight. I guess they still do that.
Oh, I don't know.
Or they do. They do. I guess in some regions they're like, sorry, infomercial. We're gonna play the missing General Hospital.
Oh, okay.
But goodness, yeah, it was amazing. Everybody agreed, and so do I. Kathleen Gotti. Unfortunately, this stuff came out in January, so she's not going to be eligible for this year's Emmys for it.
Right, because it goes calendar year.
So friggin' good though.
Oh,
Amazing,
it was so
over the top, 10 times
so
anything, and then goodness. All right, so I can and then a bunch like a happy little 12-year-old watching Star Trek. But she was amazing with Britt, and then she was also amazing with Esme, and then she was also amazing with Nina. Like she missed no steps. Kathleen Gotti did.
Oh, she was so good. She was so good. Oh, and man, I tell you what, we saw Dr. Obret.
Hey, Josie.
Old Dr. Obret from like just the tunnels of Spoon Island. Dr. Obret. We saw her. Woo-hoo.
It's just a little sedative.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm going to cut the baby out. The baby will be fine. She owes me a child. And then Nina totally nailed it on the head. She's like, if you do this, you're going to be the villain again. You don't want to be the villain again, do you?
Yeah. She goes, I've done this. It didn't work.
It didn't work out. It didn't work out. People won't let me forget. I can't log into Twitter without somebody saying, Nina Reeves, you stole a baby. What are you doing? Oh. You okay? Do you want this?
I'm fine. I had a stupid cold at the beginning of December. And that stupid cough just does not want to completely go away. And it was a chest cold thing, so.
It's the new normal. Every illness is just going to make you cough for the next 6 months.
Right?
Goodness gracious. Melissa says, Britt would have immediately noticed if the attacker was pregnant and would have stated as such. I think we're pretty 1,000,000% sure that Esme didn't do this. And honestly, I'm kind of on team Esme doesn't remember anything.
I kind of believe in her too. And I think she will get her memory back and continue to play amnesia.
She'll do that, or now this is what I would do. All right, now if I was in charge, and then they're like head writer Matthew. All right, we need you to take this and move and do something. What would you do? Right, this is what I would do. Okay, she's amnesiac. She's amnesiac for 6 months. Okay, all right, because we're gonna get into what I think is great news here in a minute. But
I read that
amnesiac for 6 months. All right, she's going to be a different person. All right, she's gonna be Smike. She can be Mike. Okay, she's gonna be Mike in Port Charles. And then she's gonna remember.
Parents will mess that up for her though.
And then she's gonna remember. And when she remembers, she's gonna do that thing where the eyes, where she was hugging Nikolas that one time. She was like.
I remember.
Her eyes just like rolled all over the place.
She got all goofy, yeah.
So she's gonna do that again, and she's going to be 10 times as worse as she ever has been, because she's gonna be like, "Oh yes, I remember how to be evil, and that's exactly what I want to be, Mommy, Daddy. Let's go terrorize the citizens of Port Charles." And then they go skipping through the streets together. Well, Heather and she go skipping through the streets, and Ryan just kind of follows.
Yeah. Man, oh man. She got some crazy parents, that's for sure.
She got some nutso parents, all right? And can we just talk about how amazing Heather Weber is just for a minute? All right, if we want to talk about amazing performances, we also got to give it to I don't remember anything today,
Allie
Mother.
Mills.
What's wrong with me? I wanted to say Allie Larder, and that's definitely not the actress. She's a different person entirely. Allie Mills
Mm-hmm.
is one of my favorite crazy people I've ever seen on a soap opera. She's only been on what, 8 episodes?
She hasn't been on a lot, no, but she is crazy. Oh my gosh. And she is so nutty that I think even Ryan's a little bit like scared of her.
Scared, exasperated,
Yeah.
enthralled,
Yeah.
interested, all kinds of different things,
Yeah.
But his heart still belongs to Ava.
It does.
The
It
four
does.
of us, the 5 of us.
Yes.
I gotta work on a Ryan, I gotta get a Ryan going.
Uh-huh.
Come on now, Ava. I don't know.
And
I'll work on it.
John Lindstrom.
A round of applause for JL, John Lindstrom, Mr. Dixie.
I
Mr.
tell
Katie
you,
McLean.
you guys, wasn't he awesome? It just gave me David Canary vibe, because we saw both characters in the same episode, several scenes.
It was like Wednesday or something like that, where
It
Kevin
was so good.
was talking to Esme, trying to get to the bottom of her amnesia. And then we also had Ryan and Heather. And so there was just a lot of John Lindstrom on that day. And
There was.
yeah, just when you're able to take the two characters and put them side by side, and then put those characters with characters that the other people have kind of interacted with, you can really see the very large canyonous difference and distance between Ryan and Kevin. Super good.
Yes.
Super
But
good.
Esme did recognize him to some degree. Right?
Yes.
When
Yeah. She was like, I recognize
Kevin
your
walked
face.
in there. Yeah, he's like, I know you somehow.
Maybe
I
you know
agree
my
with you,
brother,
though.
Ryan.
I agree. And that's the way Kevin explained it away, is because she spent so much time with Ryan and they
Yes.
have the same face.
Yes.
So that's, that didn't like send out any red flags to Kevin.
No.
At all.
No, not at all. No, not a single red flag. Because of the fascination that she had with Ryan. Because at this point, he doesn't suspect the family connection. He just thinks that she's obsessed with this serial killer, and it's unhealthy.
Yeah. She likes,
She's a little unhinged herself.
She likes to dig around in crazy people's brains. It's not smart.
No. No. Dara, hey Dara. Dara says a Ryan and Heather romance would be so entertaining. Two crazies attempting to be family with Esme and her child. It would be really interesting.
That's what their plan is currently.
And Ryan has a little bit of traveling to do before, I think, being interested in that particular scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, his heart still belongs to Ava. But that would be really interesting. Like this exasperated love. I know I just used that word a moment ago, but I am not going to look up a synonym. But this love where he's just like constantly annoyed, but just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. I just can't quit you.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
But I do think there's 2 hookers, you guys.
Maybe even 3 or 4.
There's more than one hook. And one of the times, when I don't remember the scene, but there was one of the times where he had the hook person had a much bigger frame, and you could see that it was a man.
It was Nikolas. I don't know. Excuse me. I mean, it's entirely possible that it was Esme who hooked Ava at the Quartermains.
Yes.
It's entirely possible that she did that. And then after that, that's when the poison got introduced.
Yes.
And that's when they went after Diane. So that could have been somebody entirely different. That could have been a Linderman or whoever these people are that we were talking about last week. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there is at least 2 hooks. At least 2 hooks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we've had the poison for a little bit. And then we got then we have Heather, who was wearing the mask and took the mask off. I was like, but then she was saying that I was doing this to keep the heat off of Esme, which kind of makes me think that she hasn't been hooking everybody. She just went out to hook Jocelyn. And once again, The hooker failed and got somebody else instead.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And if
Yes.
it wasn't for Britt, well, our little Jocelyn would have been a goner.
No, for sure. For sure. And also on top of that too, Jocelyn kicked the tar out of this particular hooker, and nobody else has been particularly successful when it comes to fighting them off. Not Brando,
Right.
not Rory, but Jocelyn's able to, which is another, I think, hint.
Jocelyn, she's a little spitfire.
She has been
Remember?
pretty scrappy
Remember?
throughout the show.
She has. Remember a couple years ago when she beat the crap out of Neil?
Yeah, she beat. Yeah, awesome.
On
Honestly,
the same
anytime.
dang pier, as a matter
So,
of fact.
so
I
here's
think.
the thing. Here's the thing. Anytime Jocelyn's on that pier now, I'm always like, why do you keep going through here? Why are you jogging through here, traveling through here? Stop going to the docks because you always have to fight some crazy bee.
I know. What is she doing?
Oh goodness. Hey, Lori. Hi. Happy Sunday, Lori. Oh my goodness gracious. Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Jocelyn, she's been scrappy. So there's been some discussion on Twitter, Mother. You're not deep on Twitter. I'm not deep on Twitter, but I guess I spend a few more minutes on it than you do.
I look at it every day.
Yeah.
But I don't find Twitter to be all that user friendly for me.
Oh yeah.
So much digging.
In order to get to the meat and bones of things, yeah, you gotta like click on this and click on this and click on this, and then before you know, you're like 8 replies deep into this weird thread.
Mhm.
Honestly, I don't know how most people keep it straight because that's where all of the drama happens, is in those replies to replies to replies to replies to replies, which I
Mhm.
don't really get too deeply into because it's difficult and challenging. So
Mhm.
I don't get to see a lot of the drama, and so there's a lot of like these vague tweets that go out there about like, well, so and so said something something about such and such, and I'm just like, I have no idea what you people are even vaguely referring to. But hey,
Yeah,
that just means
and
it's not for me.
I think another reason why I don't dig too deep into it is because I don't want spoilerific stuff happening. I don't want
Yeah.
that.
Well, I've done anytime somebody blatantly posts a spoiler, like, oh man, on July 6th, the writers say that such and such is going to happen. I mute
Mhm.
that account, so we just don't ever have to see it.
Mhm.
But I mean, for the most part, like every day gets spoiled for me because I usually see something on Twitter before I actually watch the show. But that's okay. I'm totally all right with that. Was that Rocco?
Yes, he's dreaming.
He's dreaming. Oh, he's such a
Dreaming.
vivid dreamer. Always has been.
Yes, he's just running and barking and he's breathing hard and he is in the middle of something in his dream there.
Goodness, his whole life just such a vivid dreamer.
Yeah, he
Oh,
is. Are you
Rocco.
okay, baby boy? Weird dog.
Oh goodness gracious. ADA or Laura's assistant mayor, that's the prevalent theory when it comes to who one of the hookers is. Like we've been hearing that for weeks and weeks and weeks. The thing is though, we really haven't seen the ADA in forever.
I think we saw her a couple of weeks ago.
That's forever in Soapland.
Yeah,
And
it was
then
a while ago.
Laura's assistant mayor, like she's already on the out. She's already been discovered. It wasn't new news to Laura at all when Cyrus told her about it. So
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like if that's the case, then those suspects and those plot lines and the heat on those characters has really gone cold.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's everybody and nobody until they decide to reveal who it is.
I wonder if Heather is the hooker that Natalie Grun was referring to of finding out.
I don't know because that was such a long time ago. It's possible
It was
that
a long
Nancy
time
Lee was
ago.
taking the Esme as a suspect as fact.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe.
But hey, folks, it's absolutely true that these actors don't know. They're not sitting there with the writers getting the 6-month plot lines. They're getting these pages as they're written and as they're approved.
Yes.
They don't even know what the other characters are up to.
They do tell them if it's something
Big.
huge that's really going to change the direction of the character they're playing. They will let them know if it's something huge. But no, they don't know.
Yeah. For the most part, they don't know. They don't know who's cheating on who. They don't know what's going on. They don't know nothing.
And they only get their scenes, you guys. They don't get the whole script.
Yeah.
They don't know what's going on with everybody else either.
No, they have to talk to the other actors or watch the show. Or see what their characters are talking about.
Yep.
But hey, it does add to some of that authenticity when it comes to them sitting at the coffee shops and just catching up. And they're like, man, Sam and Dante finally moving in together. That's what Alexis says. And then Diane gets to go like, what? Wow. Dang, that thing's really progressing, isn't it? And it's genuine because Carolyn Hennessy has no idea that's happening with those characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
So,
goodness. It must be so fun. Oh gosh, what a
so,
dream.
so if you like nearly get killed and you get terrorized and you get the absolute snot scared out of you,
Yes.
I guess it makes you really horny.
I mean, when it comes down to it, Jocelyn just has just discovered. I don't know the appropriate euphemism without sounding like a dirty old man. But she's discovered something about life and she really likes it.
Yes, she has. And what I've always said in the last few months about General Hospital wanting to grow up Jocelyn. Oh, they did it this week.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. You're 19 now, not yet 20, but that's fine. That's old enough. Go ahead, hop right in there in that bed with this Evan Hofer is his name, Evan Hopper,
Mm-hmm.
aka Dex. Dex and
Yes,
Joss have the sex.
they sure
They
did.
did the hippity dippity.
And that was a different kind of love scene that they had Eden do opposed to her love scene
So
with
she
him.
yeah she and William Lipton, Joss and Cameron, they had a very nice time together.
Mm-hmm.
They had a nice time. The job
They
got
did.
done. Everybody's happy. They had a nice time.
Uh-huh.
Dex and Joss got down.
They did. They did. I just, I wasn't surprised by it, but at the same time, it was like, she had to be reminded that she had to be reminded about the first half of the evening, actually.
Oh goodness gracious, Jocelyn Jax. I mean, maybe it's a direction. All right, Jocelyn is growing up. Okay, she's not so innocent. To use another song,
Yeah.
anymore. She's a growing woman. She's going to make choices. She's going to make mistakes. She's going to be like her mother because she always has been. This isn't new.
Oh, she's so much like her mother.
This
She
isn't
was
new. She's
so much
always
like
been
her
Mini Carly.
mother. She's always been Mini Carly. You're right. But the way, I mean, Carly's going to figure that out between her and Dex real fast.
Mm-hmm.
She should have just told her. I feel like Carly and Jocelyn, I think Jocelyn can tell her mother anything. I do.
Yeah.
There's really no reason for her to. I think the way they've talked about Dex in the past too, and Carly already knows how she feels, and Carly, I think she suspects maybe something would have happened already anyway.
Well,
I don't
wherever
know.
you were, I'm glad you felt safe.
Yeah. But so the reason why I think she's so much like her mom, because she is already explaining away her criminal boyfriend.
Well,
Right?
and then this and that, the other stuff, and I just couldn't. I mean, how many times did Carly have to do that, or felt like she needed to protect Jason? I was just protecting Jason. I was just
And she did it
protecting
with
Jason.
Sonny a million times too.
I was just protecting Sonny. Yes.
And they have it explained. She has explained away the things the things that those two have done for decades.
Yeah.
For decades.
Yeah.
And Jocelyn was exactly like her.
Just rebooting Carly and Jason, aren't they?
Yes. Yes, he got, were they going to put a black t-shirt on him? They already gave him Jason's gun.
I mean, yeah, that chrome gun, right?
Yeah, that
Like the only
chrome
pop
gun.
gun they have. Yeah, for sure. I totally see it. It's just it's Carly Jason 2.0, but this is the what if Carly and Jason actually like went through with it. and didn't get pulled in other directions for the sake of this, that, or the other thing. You know?
And to sew it all up to make it really Carly Jason 2.0, he's going to have to be a Quartermain.
Well, the chat was just talking about the fact that, people want Dex to be Jason's son somehow.
I think it's a possibility.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so Dex is what, 25? 28? 24?
Somewhere around
25?
there. Yeah.
We'll say 25. For the sake of things, we'll say 25.
20? Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he's 2020. You know, like, well, I don't know, because then you can join the army at 18. So he could have spent 2 whole years in the army developing this grudge against his commanding officer and all that kind of stuff. So 22? Have they said, chat, do you know?
No, I don't think they have said.
Dex is AJ's son. No, that would be a turn. That would be like sort of being like half siblings to a degree. Like one half sibling removed from Jocelyn. Weird. That'd be kind of weird.
I just wouldn't be surprised if he wound up being a Quartermain. Kind of looks like one a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he does. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So he could be a Q. He could wind up being a Q. He could have the proper Quartermain storyline that they might have wanted to try to give to Austin or something. But it's a oh gosh, I hadn't really thought about that at all. My mind is melting this week, Ma, when it comes to the possibilities of what's coming next on General Hospital. Okay.
Oh.
There's just nothing but potential impossibility. The character's 26, says Kaiwan. Maybe. Okay.
That's right up the alley.
Right, we'll take 26. All right, so that's nearly 10 years older than Jocelyn, but who cares? We're not going there.
You guys, I got the impression that they're trying to tell us because, the Haunted Star, Jocelyn.
Yes.
Spencer.
Yes.
They'd be 21 years old to be in the Haunted Star.
Ooh, did we age them to 21 now? Are they going to be at the end of college before you know it?
I think so.
Because he did give her a drink, but then she was also like, ewy, spewy, oh gross. I've never tasted alcohol before.
But I got the impression, though, that, they're trying to depict them as 21 years old now.
Like I said, Roma, remember, like I told you, I've said it many times on this podcast before, okay? Shows like soaps, especially soaps, skip the boring years.
They do.
Okay, 13 to 16, 13 to 17.
Yeah.
You have to be on a Degrassi type show for that to be any sort of mostly interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But this is General Hospital. This is about the grown-ups, not the Degrassi. This isn't about the high school drama. So you get little things. You get Lila's kids and, oh, my boyfriend has brain cancer, and just little tiny little bits.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's not good TV.
Yeah, they keep that age group pretty much off the screen.
And then 18 to 21. That gap where you can't drink and it's awkward and weird for you to be like doing it. And then people still refer to you as the kids when you're the young adults and all that. You got to skip all that. You got to move past that and get to when you can drink and make poor choices and go to the club and be at the Savoy and do all of that. So I'm all for it. The chat is popping off and I haven't read any of it and I love it. I love it. I love how engaged everybody is.
That's good. That's good.
Age never matters, says Jeannie. It's true. It's a soap. At this point, at a certain point, you just kind of suspend any sort of judgment that you would have in the real world and just accept the fact that it's not necessarily a story about this person at this particular age falling for somebody at this particular age. And it's a story about Jocelyn falling for a criminal while hating Sonny.
Yeah.
That's what the story's about.
Yeah.
Hey, Linda. Glad you can come.
I think her mother will really understand all of it, though.
Yeah.
But she'll and she should understand when her sweet little daughter don't listen to her at all.
Oh no.
Because Carly ain't never listened to nobody.
Would you have listened to me? Would you have listened? Would you have listened if you were me, Mom? If this was Jason, would you have listened? Don't you bring him up. Whoosh. Oh, you said you would never hit me. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jocelyn. I'm going to Australia. No, don't. Yeah. Nah, she's
There's
not going to
people.
Australia. There's no
There,
drama to have in
there.
Australia.
No, they ain't gonna. No, they ain't. She ain't going to
I'm still
Australia.
waiting for them to read the news report that a tidal wave has drowned Jax. Jasper Jax dies in a freak surfing accident. You know,
Maybe his brother turned on him, killed him.
and then they got to figure out, oh no, he really died because of this, that, or the other stuff, and they find out that it was Jerry Jax who did it, and then they can find the connection between Victor Cassadine and Jerry Jax because Jerry Jax also took out Luke.
Well, they could just say that he had a tragic surfing accident.
Oops, they sure
That
did.
little fin thing on your surfboard conked him in the head.
Jasper Jax eaten by a shark. Jasper Jax hit by freak submarine. You know, like, I don't know. Josh cheating on Cameron while hating Sunny is cheating on Josh cheating on Cameron while hating on Sunny for cheating on Carly. There we go. Yeah, that's another aspect of the story. Josh cheating on somebody while hating Sunny. Basically, everything is tied into her hatred of Sunny for her to one day realize, oh, shit, I've been way too hard on him.
Yeah.
Look how easy it was for me to make the same choices.
Yeah, because she's explaining away Dex already.
Yes. Well, you know, he's totally right about the gun, and you know, I mean, she was fine. She said it was okay to go, and and now she's dead. I do appreciate though that she told Carly immediately, though.
Oh, she lied in her face 5 minutes earlier, though.
Right, but now that somebody's dead, we're throwing that away. If she was fine, then yeah, you know, this and the other stuff, it sucks. Ultimately, the person was wounded. Okay, there's a lot of wounded people in town. That doesn't really limit it too much.
Yeah.
It's really not that valuable of information, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be explained away, like you said, of not sharing it to protect a Dex more than this would help the case.
Yeah.
Ooh.
She was protecting Dex because of that gun.
Yes.
That it's,
Joss
you know, unregistered and has no serial number, I guess.
Oh, goodness.
To me, like it's Jason's gun. Like, that is Jason's gun.
It was Jason's gun. Yeah, so he's like, I don't know who it'd be traced to. It'd be traced to Jason. Nah, it's not registered to Jason. It'll be traced to some random person in Port Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Corbin, he's passed away. What else is going on here?
And you know, I was going to change the subject. Should I change the subject?
Let me see if anybody else has something to say about Dex and Joss and all that, what we're talking about here. Because I find that we'll like talk about something and then we'll shift to another topic and then we'll go back to the original one because I start reading the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. Kaiwan says that technically in soaps, they just change the year depending on what they're doing. So, I mean, yeah, 100%. I've seen it. You know, J.R. Chandler was born in the early 90s, but then the mid 80s, you know, by the time it was all over. Yeah. Age never matters, says Jeannie. Totally true. We talked about that. Luke was 15 years older than Laura, and Jeannie and Tony are also equal ages apart. So yeah, age doesn't matter. When it comes down to it, it's stories about these particular characters, not about how old these particular characters are. And when you have somebody like Austin, who, you know, Roger Howarth is clearly not a man in his mid-30s. But Austin is.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just about a character. You know, you just got to take it for what it is.
Roger did a good job with all the Britt stuff. He really did.
So what was great about Roger Howarth this week was that he wasn't necessarily playing Austin. He was playing Franco.
He was.
Anytime you're like, he goes in there to talk to Liesel. And he's like, how you doing, Liesel? Like using the first name and all that kind of, that was Franco.
Yeah.
And that's why it was good.
Yeah.
I don't know how they fix this, but they need to fix this.
They need to fix Austin. They do.
They need to make him Franco again somehow. Like, I honestly think that the fans will accept anything.
For the most part, they're going to complain about it, but at the end of the road, they accept it.
You know, I mean, we've already established digital memory swaps. We can do some sort of funky, like I said, you know, Victor's poisoned the water so nobody recognizes him type of thing. Like, we can do any number of different stuff. But we got to fix this because Austin is not working.
Austin's not working, no. Austin's not working. And they don't really have a storyline. You know, the only storyline they have for him is the person that he's taking his orders from.
Where's he
and
been?
the whole cousin thing, you know. Mason, the cousin.
Yeah.
But they got to move on that.
Mm-hmm.
They got to
For
move
sure.
on that.
Yeah, I
Maybe
don't
that'll
know.
be the next wave of story. Maybe
Maybe. Perhaps.
because they're going to have to start coming up with some new, because think there's starting to be some conclusion to the Hook thing.
I
So
guess
they
we're starting to sort of lean toward that in some
mm-hmm,
capacity.
some capacity.
Some
In the last
capacity.
couple of months, I think they're going to. I don't know, but then all these babies got to be born too. Baby's got to be born. Willow's baby's got to be born, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of babies. Oh no. Oh
And there,
gosh.
who's the third baby?
Uh, Esme Willow, and there's no third baby. Is there a third baby?
Esme
I think
Willow.
there's just the two.
Okay.
I really think there's just the two. Unless Molly's pregnant, we don't know about it.
Yeah, there's only two babies.
There's only two babies. There's only two babies. Can you imagine little mini TJ running around? Aw, TJ needs to have some babies. You know what? No, TJ just needs to have more girlfriends. I'm ready for TJ to just get it on with all half of Port Charles, Ma. I really am.
Well, I've said it before. If they're not going to give Molly and TJ some story and show and have their relationship but be on screen, split them up. Let them do some other stuff. Let
Yeah,
them
why
do other
bother?
stuff.
Why keep him? Why keep him around? Why do it?
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason to keep the relationship going if we're not going to be taking advantage of it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
put some drama in there.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the whole Willow is cheating on with TJ thing? You know, like the consistency of these plot lines, I think does need to increase. That's what I feel.
Well, I think the rotten egg in the basket when it comes to that
Nina.
was the Webbers.
Oh, the Webbers? Oh,
Stinking
yeah. When it comes to like, what is this stinker? This bomb? This thing that just exploded in front of us live on TV?
Yeah. It's used all this time for something that just fizzled on. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm going to the
Yeah,
world.
that's a bummer. That's a bummer. I hope that there's another real reason. I don't know. Maybe this is a lie on top of a lie. All right, so we told you this, but it was really because we're in the CIA.
Yeah, something, right?
As it turns out, you're not our daughter. I don't know. I don't know. Let's hope no baby switch, says Jeannie. I don't think there's going to be a baby switch. I don't see the point of switching Esme and Willow's baby at all.
Mm-mm.
Those plots are so disconnected from one another that I just... Why? Who would that serve? What would that do?
Mm-hmm.
Just not into it. Just not into the idea. I think James Franco had an issue with the character named after him. Might be why they had to kill Franco. I don't know about that, Dara. I don't think James Franco has much sway in Hollywood anymore. He got in a lot of trouble during the Me Too times. So, yeah.
I did.
So hey, Cody got some moments with Felicia this week.
Yes.
You know, Cody got to say good. Well, he got the news live in his face that Britt died.
He did.
And he's like, "Oh man, that sucks. Oh, bummer. Gosh, I really messed out on my chance with that, didn't I? Oh golly."
His stepmom came to tell him. He knows that's his stepmother.
I just felt like you should be told in person, and Mac would have told you if he could, but I'm the one that's contracted on General Hospital, so I have to make the appearances on the show. So I'm here telling you while he's busy investigating this crime.
Yeah. I thought it was sweet, though. I liked it.
It was sweet. I can understand some of the fans' reactions to Cody getting the news being told to him, but we don't get to see Brad necessarily learning it or anybody like that. But we got Spencer. We got Spencer being told. We got Sonny being told. We got Jocelyn being told. We got a lot of perspective of people being told. It just wasn't Brad and Maxie.
Right.
But then they also got...
We got a lot of their reaction, though.
A lot of their reaction. Just because we didn't necessarily get their immediate, what do you mean Britt's dead? Doesn't mean that we didn't get to see the whole gamut of their grieving process. And I gotta say, Ma, I gotta say this, okay? I'm totally a Brad fan now, okay?
Are you a Perry Shin fan now?
I've always, I've never hated Perry Shin, all right? I've just hated Brad, that whiny SOB.
I know that.
Just a whiner. Oh, Wiley, oh gosh, what am I going to do? I kidnapped a baby. I can't have anybody find out. Wah, Julian. Oh, goodness gracious, jump off the hospital. This Brad, though. This Brad is way better. I think this is the Brad that was on before Brad kidnapped Wiley. This is the real Brad, the fun Brad.
Well, Brad was fun before, but he was such an underhanded person.
Well,
He's not so. He's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
Doesn't appear to be like that anymore. But he was just so heartbroken.
Yeah.
So heartbroken. And I hope, and I think they can. I really do think they can. You know, his quirky relationship he had with Britt and how fun it was to watch.
Yeah.
I think they can do that with Maxie.
I think that they're already kind of sort of leaning into that, especially with the interaction. Okay, so they got their real sadness. You know, he got my favorite line of the week. It's probably what I'm going to name the episode on the podcast upload, the audio one. If you're not listening, you can. I don't know where you can find all your podcasts. And while you're at it, like and subscribe this thing. Anyway, but he got one of my favorite lines of the week was, "I didn't need her to be brave. I just needed her to be in my life."
Yeah.
Oh. Brad, so sad. But I thought that was a great line. So whoever wrote that, kudos. Good job on the performance. I'm a total Brad fan. And when it came to the end of it, after the sadness was done and they started talking about what outfit they were going to put Britt in, it just really goes to show how they are going to be processing this. You know, I really like how it wasn't like they're sad, but they're not processing it in the I'm going to cry myself to sleep every night for the next 6 months type of way. And so that's kind of refreshing to see. Because my goodness, we've got a lot of crying from people like Sasha. So, don't need a bunch of tear-filled people. But I thought it was funny for them to be like, I'm not going to let you put her in some sort of current trendy garbage. Well, I'm not
trendy trash, or did she say something
some
like
sort of
trash? I don't know.
Trendy trash, and he was like, well, I'm not going to let you dress her like a librarian, or I don't know what it was, but
yeah, it was funny.
Stuff. It was good stuff, and I think that you're right. I think that they can capture, maybe not the same exact magic, because you can never capture lightning in a bottle twice. Okay, I know that from personal experience. I am lucky enough to be able to create an amount of chemistry with anybody that I kind of work with. An amount of chemistry. But there are some people that I work with very, very well. Like Perry Von Vicious.
Yes.
Like, but that is not something I would ever be able to replicate anywhere else. With anybody else. So we're never going to get a Britt and Brad again. But a Maxie and Brad could be a lot of fun. Especially when you mix in Spinelli.
Yeah.
That could be your cornerstone of comic relief, of lighthearted storytelling, of an amount of escapism in your escapism from the intense and heavy dramatic beats that exists in General Hospital. So
I think we're going to see Maxie and Brad on the red carpet.
Yeah, if we ever get another nurses ball, absolutely.
If we ever get another nurses ball.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Or maybe they'll watch it on TV and talk smack about everybody like he and Britt did. But I do think that, you know, I'm not interested in it being exactly the same. Of course, like you said, it can't be, but I think that they could really pull off some good stuff with Maxie and Brad. And they've already said that, you know, we're going to honor what she said. We're going to be friends.
Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to try this. There was a reason why she wanted us to work together and figure out how to kind of do something. So yeah, I think I hope that the funeral that they have, they're definitely going to have a funeral episode, 100%.
Oh, I think so too.
Brando got a funeral episode. I don't see why Britt wouldn't. So they'll have the funeral episode, and it's going to be great because I feel like it's going to be just that perfect blend of Brad Maxie. But so just like the party on the Haunted Star was a great blend of the two. It was classy. It was a black and white attire. There was nice food and good centerpieces and drinks, but the waiters weren't wearing shirts, and the whole thing was hosted by a drag queen.
Yeah, and it was a British fest. Yes, it was. It had it all, didn't it?
It had it all. It had drag queens. It had shirtless servers. It had death. It had mystique.
It had karaoke.
It had karaoke. It had returning people from the dead. It had murder. Oh goodness gracious! It's sad.
And the party had one of our I tell you, it's our community's favorite couple playing being together, but
Yes, right.
they were not
Oh,
playing.
no. This
No, no,
pretending is
no.
nowhere close to pretending.
No, that was not pretending. They were really digging on each other, and if Esme wouldn't have,
Yeah, they might have just started
yeah,
getting it on right there on the deck.
they were going to be kissing.
No, I gotta say, Ma, now, even though I don't get deep into these replies on Twitter, I have seen how horny some of these people are getting when it comes to Spencer and Trina, and they are ready for a scene between those two, like Jocelyn just had with Dex.
Yep.
Like, and I'm gonna say I can't say this live. I clicked that this is a family-friendly broadcast, so I can't repeat some of the things that I have read. But mother, my goodness,
But
you
they
know,
getting graphic,
you
huh?
know how Nikolas Chavez ate that tangerine or whatever in that one movie?
Yes.
They would like a recreation.
Yeah.
They've been very inspired by Anna and Valentine.
Well,
Well, Anna and Valentine can get away with doing all this stuff, and they're ancient and icky. Now, they haven't said that. Please don't attack me. They do not, at least in my experience, from what I've seen, outwardly and outright attack other fandoms. Like I
well,
just
they were
accused.
but Anna and Valentine, they had sexy scene, and they implied a lot of stuff.
Oh boy, they sure did. The
Mm-hmm.
downtown dining and entertainment district is what I like to call it. Let Lulu sleep, says Nikisha. I don't know where that comes from, but yeah, Lulu doesn't need to wake up. She's fine right now. But you said last week, Ma, that you feel like it's coming soon.
I do because Sam and Dante are too happy.
Yeah. Well, we're about to find out. Like I said last week, we're about to find out that he killed a man in 1996.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Lucas and Lulu will fight Brooklyn and Brad for Maxie. Team Lulu versus Team Berber. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Why can't they all just be friends? Like what happened to big epic friend groups?
Why can't we be friends?
Because it's a soap. We got to lie to each other and stab each other too. Heather has a history of being an escape artist. Well, yeah, that's why she wants to stay in the minimum security prison.
But yeah, she's good at it, and she manipulates people.
She's got her own set of keys, man. She's like,
She
oh,
got
my
her
favorite
own set of
guard.
keys. She always got a guard in her back pocket because I think she does some downtown dining for those guards.
Oh, goodness gracious. Gosh, it makes me think of that movie Kingpin. Do you remember that bowling movie Kingpin with Woody Harrelson from forever ago?
Yes.
And there's like nasty landlord.
Yeah. That was dirty.
All right, so Heather's a little more put together than that lady. But ugh, gross. I like Heather because she's really funny, says Damien. She is funny. I think Allie Mills is really pulling off a very entertaining performance. Not only is she funny in how she's interacting with Ryan, but she's also super scary too. Okay, like her scene that she had with William Lipton eating the BLT with the knife in her hand and just cutting into the sandwich and eating like that. That's in that. I was worried. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't worried for Cameron because she would never hurt her little Cameron.
Probably not, but you never know.
Yeah.
But you never know. Let someone whisper in her ear that Cameron was after her daughter in some way. Well, now he's
now he's a threat to the family.
Exactly.
Because she likes Cameron because Franco liked Cameron, not because they're blood related.
Mm-hmm.
Weber is a married name for Heather. She's not a bloodhead Weber.
No,
she kept it from when she married Jeff.
Yeah.
Which is why they had that one scene with Jeff.
Yeah, because Weber in Port Charles used to be a well-respected, wealthy family.
Yeah. Yeah. And now it's just down to poor broke Elizabeth. Can't rub two quarters together to start a fire.
Now, and what about Heather? So she forgot about Stephen Lars, and she don't seem to care about him.
She mentioned him, didn't she?
She did.
Yeah.
But she ain't trying to get him out of jail.
Oh, well, maybe she'll ask Cyrus to help. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm ready for all these people to get out of jail, though.
Me too. Me too.
I am. Just ready for all the loonies to break out. Just for Port Charles to become a war zone.
well, what Nikolas is in. He's in deep doo doo, man. He's knee deep in.
I mean, if General Hospital is supposed to be the action show, let's get into some of the action. All right.
Yeah.
General Hospital is where the intense daytime primetime action comes. Let's do some daytime primetime. Huh?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And Sonny knocked the piss out of him.
He sure did. He knocked the crap out of Nikolas for doing the same thing that Sonny did 12 years ago with Ava. But, we're here, they're there. We're not here, they're there. That's fine. The only difference is, Sonny banged Ava next to AJ's coffin. That's the only difference.
Yeah, on top of the crypt. Dirty.
Oh, nasty. Oh, goodness gracious. Chandra wants Reverend Cyrus to set up a ministry for reformed criminals. Just Joey Novak just sitting there just going, you know what? You're right, Cyrus. I have led my life astray. I thought that I was the shepherd, but instead I was the sheep. And it is now time for the wool to be pulled off of my eyes, and I see the Lord for what he really is, Cyrus, and you've shown me that. Thank you. Well, that would be a twist on General Hospital I didn't expect coming. Would I write it? I'd write anything they asked me to.
I know you would.
Trina better not get pregnant, says Travois. I don't know why you're so worried about Trina getting pregnant. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with Trina getting pregnant? She can get pregnant. This is what we do on General Hospital, all right? The men are tough, and the women are pregnant.
And no one seems to know how to use a contraceptive.
Can we please, 2 or 3 steps away from reality in which the condom was just not invented?
Right?
Have they ever even mentioned one on the soap, ever?
No, because condoms are not sexy.
You don't need that moment where they're starting to get it on and they're like, hold on a second. I got to get something. No. Why don't you go freshen up for a minute? Okay, you ready? Yeah, that's not romantic.
Nope.
Is Joey still alive? I think Joey Novak is still alive. Is he dead?
I don't think Joey's dead. His uncle is.
Yeah, they blew up the other Novaks. I think he's still alive. Whatever. Joey Novak is the hook. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, everybody, do what Cheryl said and hit the like button. And then also, you know what? The trend right now on YouTube is they're saying, hit that subscribe. It's a little click for you, but it means a lot to us.
It
does. There we go. It's a little click for you, but it means a lot for us. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Thank you.
If Trina gets pregnant, says Medora. Hey, Medora. Portia can't say anything because of her lies.
Oh, Portia gonna have plenty to say though. People, that's what they do. That's what they do. So it's fine when they did it, but when someone else does it, it's like, oh my gosh.
I don't know, Ma. Maybe Portia and Stella are related. Oh goodness, I don't know. We had a little Portia and Curtis this week. It wasn't very impactful. They just had a little chit chat. They just talked.
Yeah, they didn't.
Trina said she loved me. Oh, that's nice, Curtis. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. It wasn't a super Ashford week.
No. And I don't think it's really a super Ashford week unless we have Marshall on anyway. Giving somebody some grandfatherly advice. Just, hey.
Yeah. I loved it when he told her that the boundaries don't apply to grandpas. I loved
it. Oh, goodness. And he's going to find out that he's actually truly really her grandfather. The blood. So will it be 2023 for Roger's year for a story? Not with Austin. They got to kill off Austin and bring back Franco. There's just nothing they can do. It's too far gone. He's been on for too long doing too much of nothing for Austin to ever be interesting. I'm sorry.
Austin's been on for a year, hasn't he?
He's been on for more than a year.
Yeah, he has. He was Austin already when we went and saw him in March, and it's dang near March again. He had already been Austin for some time.
At that point, they had already walked away from the potentially him being autistic story. Because he had said that he was originally playing the character as such, but then stopped.
They stopped.
Yeah, and that was a more interesting character to do as well. Because anyway, we could do a special on Roger Howarth and get plenty of people interested in our take on that. But other people deserve more talk, Mother.
Yes.
Okay. Now, as Esme showing up on the Haunted Star shocked me. Okay, that shocked me more than Heather being the hooker.
Yeah, Well, what shocked me was her pitching her own self off the parapet.
That's shocking too.
She had no idea whether or not she would survive that or not. She really didn't.
I'll take Todd Manning, Melissa. I'll take Todd Manning. They don't want to do Franco. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't expect that either, but I guess, her lighting the fire to escape was too intense, and she's just like, you know what? At this point, I survived this once already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take my chances. F this.
Yeah.
Splash. They even did a little splash sound effect. Did you hear it?
Yes. and the haunted star is not, it's dark, not that far from Spoon Island.
Apparently nothing is all that far from each other. Apparently the hospital is only a couple of blocks from here, my Britta.
Yeah.
Which means that Britt could have easily gone to the hospital. Anyway.
What did Esme do? Just float on her back?
I guess. What the heck? And then she just climbed on a boat rather than the dock or the shore. She was just like, oh, a boat. Let me crawl on this boat. Was it at sea? I don't remember. I don't know if they ever said that kind of stuff.
No, it's docked.
Yeah, well, there you go. Oh,
it's been docked for a while. It doesn't go out on sea. It's seaworthy, though.
Yeah.
But it does not move very often.
Well,
it's
then, yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Right there,
but regardless, her coming up to Spencer and Trina before anybody else was not something that I expected. Her collapsing in front of them and them being like, oh, crap, we lured her out already. Thank goodness. Oh, wait, what's going on? She's pregnant and cold. Hospital? Weird.
Yeah.
Didn't expect it. And then everything blew up immediately when it comes to who the baby daddy is. Immediately.
Well, what was Nikolas going to do? He didn't have a choice. He was going to have to.
He wanted to tell Ava quietly in the corner, and she was not having it.
Oh, she was not having it. Oh, Ava, mad as hell.
Oh, goodness.
Wait. You know what would be fun? It would be fun to have a scene with all the women that are capable of being really violent and nutty.
Okay.
Like Ava.
Uh-huh.
Like Nina.
Yeah.
Like Britt.
Okay.
Like Heather. All in one scene. Whew.
It's like when they had all the crazies together at the end of All My Children, when they went into the loony bin, and they had, Janet was there.
Mm-hmm.
And they had Marion.
Mm-hmm.
Was Crazy Annie in there? I'm not sure if she was or wasn't. Because Melissa Claire Eakin might have been on Young and the Restless or something by then. But yeah, where they had just the people in the loony bin for that last week or two, just saying goodbye to these crazy characters.
Yeah.
Oh, Marion Colby. Oh,
yeah.
Marion. Bang Tad. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, she did.
Doing it with Tad. Tad the Cad. Marty the Cad. Marty the compelled lawyer who must represent this head case.
Yeah.
I want him during this to compare his experience with Esme to his experience with Nell. Now, I already tried to defend one crazy SOB before, but here I am doing it again, and I'm just not having it.
Well, I'm kind of...
Will you shut up, Nell, Esme?
Well, I guess, there wasn't a long list of people that Nikolas could have called when it comes to that.
I guess not.
I don't even think Martin's a good choice, actually.
He didn't want to do it. He had to get offered triple his normal fee for what is officially pro bono work.
Yeah.
Like, he had to get real unscrupulous with it.
Yeah, he did. But Nikolas said he was going to triple it. He would triple it.
Mm-hmm. Double it and then triple it.
Yeah, double it and then triple it. Yeah. And I guess Nikolas is going to try to take that baby and have it be his own.
Yeah, he's going to try. He's always intended on raising the baby.
Mm-hmm.
I should have taken her to Cassadine Island before. Yeah, you should have. I don't know why you waited so long.
I know. And you know what? I think he's putting way too much faith and too much trust in this Demetrius person.
A lot of it because he's already getting a little soft for Nell.
He's already getting for Esme. He's already getting soft for Esme. He's already getting soft for Esme. and they have him cleaning up everything back at Spoon Island.
And now he's armed with all the information, though. That means
he's armed with everything.
He can. You'll Mr. Cassadine. I will make sure that I tell everybody every detail of what you and Elizabeth have been up to. That's a little more Yuri, but whatever. Oh, yeah. Yuri, where you at, Yuri?
He had the flu.
He had the flu. Come back, Yuri.
There.
Poor Marty. Mama's cat's gonna need to bake him a hummingbird cake to calm his nerves, says Chandra.
Yeah,
you need to bake a cake and like somehow preserve it and send it to Michael Knight, care of General Hospital, Prospect Park Studios. And then for him to go, ugh.
No, you can't. I don't
you can't just mail him a cake. You'd have to send him something from a bakery.
Yeah, I would.
And you'd also have to find out like when he's working. I don't know how the fans do it, because they're able to like they sent Nikolas Chavez and Tabiana Ali this box of super decadent delicacies from Los Angeles or something, delivered straight to the studio, and they did a Twitter, Instagram of eating it and having a good time and being all cute together. I don't know how they found out when they're working.
Yeah, I don't know.
Laura, you wanna try hummingbird cake? This is what you do. All right, you make one. All right, it's real easy. You get a little bit of cinnamon cake, okay, and then you get a little bit of like bananas and pineapple or something, and then you like mash it all together. You bake it at 150 degrees for 3 minutes.
Matt. You guys, I made hummingbird cake for Christmas, and I just Googled it.
You just Googled it. We have a video. We have a video of us examining the hummingbird cake and saying Merry Christmas and stuff. So check that out on the channel. I readdressed the channel a little bit, so it's easier to find some of the videos now. I did that.
Well, that's good.
You're welcome, everybody. Check it out and subscribe if you haven't. Let's see here. God bless you, Matt. Well, thank you very much. I sneezed, and Chandra says bless you. So thank you. Thank you very much. Poor Ava, says Melissa. She's like, Laura, I love and respect you, but Nikolas will pay. Laura's like, Ava, I love you and respect you. Please don't hurt my dumb son. He's dumb.
Please don't hurt my idiotic son.
Listen, Nikolas is just a stupid dummy, all right? His father is Stavros Cassadine, okay? He's an idiot.
Time for Stavros to come back. He would come back 3 times from the dead, I think, already.
Stavros is a dad, right? Because it was Uncle Stefan.
Yeah.
And Stavros' daddy.
Stavros is Nikolas's daddy.
Yes. Yeah.
Miklos is his grandpa.
Because Laura slept with Stavros and forgot. Or she slept with Stavros, had a baby, and said, I'm never talking about this. And then she had to talk about it.
Yeah. She had to talk about it because he showed up in town.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I need your help. Or she's like, no, I need your help. I need your blood. Come here. Lulu's sick.
Yep.
Something like that. Something like that. Chandra really wanted Nick to be Stefan's son after all. Because that was kind of like the fatherly bond that we got to see on the show to a degree, right?
Yes.
Old Patchy from Days.
Yes.
As Stefan raising Tyler Christopher on Spoon Island, trying to teach him the ways of being a bad Cassadine. Well, Laura's like, no, don't do it, Stavros. Don't do it, Stefan. Don't. And then Stefan died.
And I think she rekindled her relationship with Stefan for a minute when he was on the show.
There might have been. I remember as a child, a child, something or whatever. But I do remember going and seeing some of the stuff on. I could see in my mind's eye, Stefan with his beard, and Nikolas younger Tyler, teenage Tyler Christopher, and
he was very young when he first came on the show.
Fresh-faced ingenue Jeannie Francis as Laura. Just all up in there in the Cassadine living room, which I don't think has changed all that much.
No,
at all.
They really changed it.
I wonder how.
Now they cannot redecorate Spoon Island. Come on, it needs to look like a dark, dank.
It's a castle. It's a castle. We can't not make it a castle.
No.
Stavros is definitely a daddy rar. Oh.
like the Quartermain's living room. Remember how they completely redid it? But they have added elements of, they've kind of meshed the two together now.
Yeah.
Where it used to be very blue and very white.
Uh-huh.
Now it's got more wood grain back in it, and I think it's kind of like they kind of take both sets and kind of made it
one.
Yeah. Like the old and the new. And
I'm with it. I'm with all of it. Look up Stefan's funeral on YouTube. It's a hoot and a half. Apparently he had a fun funeral. I don't know.
Oh, I will. Well, you got me at a hoot and a half.
I love having a hoot and a half. The only thing better is having a hoot and a hoot. Demetrius is awesome, says Lori. Demetrius is kind of cool. I'm interested. I want Demetrius and Yuri to go on some sort of like buddy adventure together. Some sort of holiday, like next Christmas, instead of having the entire cast on there, right? You just follow Yuri and Demetrius as they try to get the pizza to the Quartermains.
And Nikolas cracked me up too with the Elizabeth. Like, she never wanted a Christmas tree.
Now, somebody in chat said that Spencer is eventually going to find that ornament that was in Esme's stuff and kind of put everything together that she's been on Spoon Island this whole time. Mm-hmm. Now, this is a development, all right? Because Spencer had just gotten this advice from Alexis to get out of there, just GTFO of the Cassadine everything. Just insist on your independence. And he started to do that. He's like, no, I'm not gonna live here. This is no. I'm gonna be my own man. And then here now, oh my God, how is he supposed to stay away from this? Because he's like, Cameron, what do I do? How do I be a good big brother?
And he's really, isn't he supposed to have to be with his uncle?
Technically, I don't really know what's going on with that, because it went from with his uncle to on Spoon Island until the month is over or whatever.
Yeah, but Uncle had moved in there too. He was there.
Right, but then he moved out very shortly soon after.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. I imagine his probation is over soon, because now, Chandra says Sonny's going to take him in.
Yeah, they walked out of Kelly's together. I loved it.
And then Dex was staring at Cameron, and Cameron's like, why are you staring at me? Oh, I think I know what's going on now. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, well, and Spencer brought it up. What's Dex got to do with this kind of thing?
What does Dex have to do with this? Dex has everything to do with this. Dex slipped her the willy. Oh my goodness. Do people even say that stuff anymore? Probably not. Do people ever say that stuff outside of my dad? I don't know. I don't know. Is that a normal phrase? Because sometimes I'll say things in
It's a normal phrase for someone in your dad's age group.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So it's totally like just the 70s lingo. Because I don't know. I have an interesting way of speaking, so I hear. My colloquialisms, my slang is not current.
Well, Matt, I'm not surprised to hear that, because you've been hanging around with adults your entire life.
I do.
You did not like children when you were a kid.
I didn't like teenagers and children. I didn't like my peers. I like the adults so much better. And nowadays, I just don't like anybody. And then, kidding, of course. And then when it comes down to it, when I was growing up and stuff, I wasn't interested in like Total Request Live on MTV and TRL and music videos and Cartoon Network and all that kind of stuff that everybody else really liked. I was more of a Nickelodeon kid. And then past that, I watched a lot of like game shows like Match Game and things of that nature, or soaps, or a bunch of just freaking Star Trek, like a dork.
Star Trek.
So much Star Trek. It's so good though.
Any kind of sci-fi.
Yeah, I still
spacey sci-fi.
I still like spacey stuff. I could do a whole podcast about The Expanse. But I guess that lends into the fact that I've never been comfortable saying, like, when the word like tight was in. I think it's out now. I don't think people say that anymore.
I don't think people say tight anymore.
But that was that late 90s, early 2000s. That had replaced cool and things like that. And that's tight. Like I was never comfortable saying that ever.
Another big word that was in the 90s was stoked. I'm stoked.
Oh, I'm totally stoked, dude. Like I do it when I'm a character.
People don't say stoked anymore either.
No.
In fact, the words that teenagers use now in slang, I'm sure I don't even know what they are. you probably don't either.
Oh goodness. Well, Chandra being very supportive. Chandra reminds me so much of Miss Hate growing up. You're not a dork. We just have a different level of intelligence. That is something that Wanda Hate would totally have said.
Oh,
You're just so smart.
absolutely.
You're just smarter than everybody else. Don't worry about it. Oh, live long and prosper. You too, Nikisha. See, I got to do this Star Trek podcast. I know that some of these folks will join me in chit chatting about Worf.
Yeah.
Melissa says stoked on the daily. So we're just aging ourselves. That's all. It's okay. We don't need to be saying things like, that's Gucci. Like that doesn't need to be coming out of our mouths. It's totally okay. We can keep that for the younger people. And eventually they're going to age out of saying that kind of stuff. And they'll be more professional with their business language like we all are, right?
Yeah.
Until we close our office doors and just start screaming at our computers. What the F?
Yeah.
We do that. We all do that, right? We just have to kind of close the office door for a minute and go, what the F is wrong with this effing place? Everybody's just such a big dumb idiot, right?
Absolutely. Well, there's two places where I just am like out of control with bad language, expressing myself in that way.
Yes.
Behind the wheel.
Behind the wheel, big time.
Behind the wheel,
yes.
Big time. You want to get me cussing like somebody that just cannot stand themselves? Put me in the grocery store for 10 minutes now.
Get the F from my way.
It's a combination of people like just standing there,
and then the
just
prices.
Standing there, and then the fact that I look over and 12 eggs is $7. I'm just ready to just like do a backflip and with my two fingers up in the air, just.
F you, you're cool. F you. Yeah.
Exactly.
I do. Lori wants to know if we can see Matt's dad on camera someday. Lori, you gotta go back 2 weeks or two podcasts. I think it was the one just before Christmas.
It was right before Christmas.
Just before Christmas.
Yes.
My dad helps us open up, and boy, oh boy, is he a load of fun.
That don't look too much like his dad.
No, I definitely resemble my mom a little bit more.
Yep.
And then if Granny was still here, she would say, "Your hair is just like your grandfather's, exactly like it," and she would touch it.
Yeah, well, you do look like him a little bit.
You could just call me Matthew Lawless. Matty Hot Dogs. I'll take Matty Hot Dogs as well. Matt had mental Benjamin Button syndrome, says Melissa. His mind began as an old man and grows more youthful with time.
I love that.
I mean, it's kind of true. It's kind of true. I definitely understand I understand the slang and the lingo. I know what would be appropriate to say. I just choose not to. More so now than ever before. Learned all kinds of things. All kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one day I'll do a TED Talk. What I learned in my 36 years with Matthew. Oh, goodness gracious. What else happened, Ma? Paperwork in the box, we talked about that. I don't know.
I loved Ava in the hospital when she realized that Esme is pregnant. Oh my gosh. She's pregnant. Isn't that the way she looked? She's pregnant.
Okay, so I mean, we could.
How long is she?
Mara West is just a gem with everything. You cannot give her nothing without her turning it into gold. Like they barely put some makeup on her face, and you believed that she was burned irrecoverably and it scarred her deeply. Like they just kind of like darkened her face ever so slightly on one side, and you thought that her life was over. This woman cannot go out in public looking like this. Look at her. And it was because of Mara West. Look at that mask, that Phantom of the Opera mask that she's wearing now. My goodness.
It was hilarious, though.
Mara West is easily the best part of any scene she's in, says Melissa. Absolutely, 100,000% on that. And I remember saying that when new Nikolas had joined the cast, when Marcus Coloma first joined as Nikolas, and we'd said, this guy's weird. He's very ineffective. This Nikolas is really bad at being bad.
Uh-huh.
uh, which was one of the first things that we observed. And then when he was reuniting with Ava, we're
Mm-hmm.
like, at least I was like, Marcus Gloom is wonderful. This is great. Wow, this Nikolas is interesting and compelling, and I'm really just love everything. And then I kind of realized that it was more just Mara West bringing out the best in everybody around her.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Because that's what
she's
she
a
does.
powerhouse. She's an absolute powerhouse.
100,000%. It makes me honestly like, if Jakarius was here, I'd ask him for maybe somebody else knows. Jakarius not in this week, but hey, I'm going to promote his podcast still. Check out the soap after show with Jakarius Naylor. Just search that. It's the exact show. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
if he was here, I'd ask him what his favorite Mara West Guiding Light stuff was.
Mm.
Because, you know, she played Carly on that. Not
Yeah.
Carly Corinthos Spencer, Cassadine Spencer Quartermain, but
Mm-hmm.
but a different Carly entirely. So I'd be interested in seeing some of her best moments on there because that's where she learned. That's how she learned to be such a legend today.
Oh, she's awesome. She's awesome. I almost thought, because there was some like space between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
They were several feet apart
Yeah.
when she's pregnant. I thought, man, she's gonna take a running charge at him,
Just gonna tackle him.
tackle him.
We're gonna have
right?
2 stunt performers. It's gonna be like Bill Goldberg just spearing somebody down to the ground. Oh, is it As the World Turns? I'm sorry, Jeannie. Well, As the World Turns, then. Listen, I don't know. There's been a lot of soaps that are on and off.
Well, there used to be a whole mess of them on TV.
And now there's only a few.
And
Now
there's
only a few. Hey, honest. Okay, so this is a great transition. All right, because I feel as though General Hospital has squashed the rumor.
about them going off the air.
I do. I feel like they squished it. I think that they subtly and slyly squashed the rumor.
Well, I hope they knew what they were talking about.
I hope so too.
I hope so.
So you know how on this podcast over the last couple of months we have been a little more vocal about our worry that GH might be coming to an end, just based off of feeling, just based off of time, just based off of lack of chatter, just based off of where stories were going, and a lot of speculation, like we do here on the 10th floor. Nothing is based in fact unless it is aired on TV, and even then can be changed at any moment because it's a soap.
Yes.
Yes. But General Hospital recently, in the new year, said, hey, we're going to start celebrating our 60th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not stopping anytime soon.
Yep, that's
was their catchphrase, was like the slogan for General Hospital's 60th anniversary, we ain't stopping now.
Right.
Was essentially the sentiment behind it.
And I saw it twice with 2 different actors.
Yeah, right. So I feel as though that's GH kind of slyly saying there are no plans right now for the show to end.
We're not going away.
Now, when it comes down to it, General Hospital this year, last year, and for the last several years doesn't have a proper agreement, so to speak, when it comes to the network. You hear about show renewals, every
Right.
in the summertime or toward the end of winter, you start to hear about like renewals, what's coming back next season. Netflix just did a big video where they released everything that's coming back in the new season, what to look forward to in fall of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
You find out if something's been renewed, if something's been canceled. General Hospital is never officially renewed, and it is never officially canceled. They just keep going.
Just keep going.
Which is different than something like Monday Night Raw, which is wrestling, which is the most other comparable show, other than the news. But you're not going to cancel the news,
No.
But when it comes down to it, the best comparable thing would be like Monday Night Raw, because that's on every single week, no break, no proper summer break, season 1, season 2, season 3. It's just kind of always on and always being produced. But that show still gets, we're signing you on for another 2 years. We're signing you on for another year, that kind of stuff. GH doesn't have anything like that. They just keep going.
They used to.
Yeah. So when it comes down to it, ABC at any time can say, we're done.
Yes, they could.
And have no fanfare to it. They just are done.
Mm-hmm.
At any moment in time, they could say that.
Mm.
So it's my hope and my guess that the person who is in charge of these decisions has made it clear to the producers that there are no current plans to stop General Hospital. So I'm happy for that.
I sure hope so.
So yeah. I would like to take that as a rumor squash because I don't want to continue living in this dark place where I think that it might be coming to an end.
I obviously must really, really love General Hospital. I come on air every week talking about it, and I watch Friday's show 3 times. I
Well,
didn't
there
watch
you
anything
go.
3 times.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, my God. Sad Britt is gone and sad Nikolas is done, says Sandy's Orchids. Oh, Sandy, do you have really nice orchids? I'd be actually curious. You should tweet some to us. I like orchids, especially the purple ones. Uh, oh, goodness. Darn when will Sunny and Carly get back together? Oh, gosh, that's going to be a couple of years.
Yes, they will get back
They
together.
will, but it's going to be
They
several
will.
years from now. I
But
think.
we have seen Carly and Sunny be apart for years before.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think
Yeah. Jocelyn.
I think we saw them as far apart as long as like 4 or 5 years at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But they're always gonna. I think General Hospital to have to be done for Carly and Sunny to be done.
And even then, when General Hospital is done, they'll
Yeah.
be done when Carly and Sunny are officially like, we're moving to Florida.
I just do think that they will eventually be back together. Yes.
Though I do feel as though Sunny would die in the finale of General Hospital. It just seems appropriate. And when will Steve Burton come back? No time soon, because he is on Days of Our Lives now.
He sure is.
So no time soon. No time soon.
No time soon. I don't know what kind of contract he has. I don't know that, but yeah, Steve Burton is filming.
Yeah.
He won't be on screen for a while because they're so far ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be several months, but he's on there. He's working. He's making money. So
yeah, he sure
that's what's
is.
happening. And he'll do that until the scenes start to air and there will be some sort of fan reaction, unless he flames off the show, which I don't think he will, because Steve Burton's life is very different now than it was before. And I can't speak for him. I don't know him. I don't listen to his podcast. My mom has seen him far more recently than I have when it comes to his interactions and energy level and seeming happiness.
I've seen him twice.
Or whatever. But if there was any time for some sort of mental shift when it comes to appreciating what you may or may not have, now would be the time in someone's life like Steve Burton's. So I would hope that he's having a great time and making the most of the experience on Days.
I do think Steve Burton will be back on General Hospital someday.
Oh, yeah.
I think he wants to. I think he does want to go back to General Hospital eventually.
He's just got to work.
He's just got to work. Yeah, I do think he'll be back on there. But you remember when he left before and was on Young and the Restless for a couple of years, he was off the show for 5 years.
Yeah.
He was off the show a long time. And ABC has got to change their protocol on vaccinations for him to return.
Yeah. And some of that stuff has already been lifted and restricted. It's now a per show decision as to whether or not they want to continue the extreme COVID regulations.
For ABC too?
For entirely in Hollywood. So the state has lifted the required restrictions, and now it is up per production as to whether or not they want to have extreme COVID regulation. From what I've seen so far, it seems like most are still doing testing and such. I don't know what it's like on set when it comes to mask regulation, but COVID tests are still the norm. I don't know if they're having to get them 3 times a week like they had been anymore.
Yeah. And I bet if they're not doing a scene, they still have to wear a mask on set.
I would think so. I mean, I would, but that's just me. That's my own personal choice. Yes, Britta is on Station 19. Well, not Britta. Britta's dead. But Kelly Tebow, she's on Station 19. She wanted, from my understanding, she wanted to be able to find a way to continue to do both shows. But I guess they decided to take the dramatic turn and give her the freedom.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. She also did a Soap Opera Digest interview where she's like, yeah, and I've got this long-term boyfriend and it was an amicable decision and he lives in Europe and I don't get to see him and now I've got more schedule and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm just all for her living her life and staying sober. That's my main focus is, like she had that breakthrough recently and put the drink down and has been having a good life. And I hope it continues for her.
Yeah.
I don't know how deep her problems were, but if she felt like she had one and she's happier without, then I am 100% supportive of that, and I hope it continues to go well.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. People been musing about Spencer's relationship with Ava as he grows closer to Trina. and how that may mend and grow and become better.
Oh, I think it totally. I can see it a little bit already.
I think that both being so heavily victimized by Nikolas with
Mm.
Esme is an element of bonding between
It
Spencer and
is.
Ava that didn't exist before.
Yes.
And then on top of the heavy respect that Trina has for Ava and the love that Spencer has for Trina, yeah, it's only a matter of time before they start at least getting along, and then eventually having that,
They
you've
might
been like
team.
my mother.
They might team up and they might team up against Nikolas.
They might team up against Nikolas. I need Spencer to eulogize Britt. I want some speeches at Britt's funeral, and I want Spencer to have one. I think Nicolas Chavez would do well with that, and I think that they had a unique relationship. A
I just
relation.
you know what, when it comes to new characters on the show, new actors on the show,
Yeah.
not new characters, but new actors on the show, I have to say he's really one of my favorites. I just just some of the way he delivers his lines, it's just so natural. Don't like
Mm-hmm.
when he was in Kelly's and talking to Cam and said with her belly out to here. It
Mm-hmm.
just seemed, I don't know. He's really a good actor.
He's so good. He sounds so natural.
So good.
He's able to
Yes.
make those lines sound exactly like something that somebody would say. Because
Yes.
he's earned that Emmy, Ma. He's earned that Emmy. But that also means, Ma, okay,
Yes.
like he's having a great time now. He's feeling like a super stud, a superstar. I'm an Emmy winner. I've got this huge fan base that sent me a plane. I am living it up. I'm making more money than I ever have in my life. Look at my cool car. Look at my travels. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. All right. Awesome. Congratulations. Fantastic. How long are you going to stay on daytime TV before you take that somewhere else and make even more money and have even more adventures?
Yeah, and if you're good, so and you're very young and
Yes.
you're very good, and someone's going to notice you.
That's the big thing, like someone like Jonathan Jackson and somebody like Robin, what's her real name? Whatever. Robin's real name, Ma.
Kimberly,
Kimberly.
yeah, Kimberly McCullough, right?
I think
McCullough?
so. Kimberly McCullough.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
now she's a director.
Yeah, she's a director now. She stepped away from acting. Actually, she showed up for the Sean Donnelly thing, so clearly she's okay with stepping into Robin's shoes every once in a while. But it's
Once in
definitely
a
not her
while.
main career thing right now. But I'm just saying, using those actors as examples, it's very rare to have a very talented young actor stay with the soap and with that character in perpetuity forever. Like those are two examples on General Hospital. I can't think of any on any other shows because I don't really know them all that well. But
Michael
then
Knight. Michael Knight.
But even then, he like a 20-year-old. I
Yeah,
guess I guess that's about the
he was
same age as like Spencer. But yeah, so
yeah,
that's
he
it's
was
rare.
young when he went on the show.
Ken Schreiner, rare to have somebody start off fresh faced, super young, and stay with the show for 40 years.
Right.
You usually you get like Joe Martin, who started at 40 and was
Mm-hmm.
on the show for 40 years. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Right. So gosh, I would like him to stay for many, many, many years, though. I'd love to get a decade out of him before he's like, now that I'm 33 and seasoned, let me go break out.
I would love to see him on there for at least a few more years.
It doesn't look like it's going to be ending anytime soon. I'm just saying that it's like we were talking about Nell, when she was on. Like, no, she's going to leave the show and try to find other opportunities to pursue. And she did.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of actors do actually leave shows, and some of them find their goal, find their footing, and go on to do other things.
And some come back.
Some of them don't, and they kind of lick their wounds and go back.
Chandra just mentioned Ken Schreiner. Even Ken didn't stay on the whole time. She says he did
That's
Texas.
right. That's right. He stepped away, and he says that it wasn't the best idea, but he didn't know that at the time, if it was a good idea or not. Not really. He took a chance.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see
And
how it all shakes out.
I think even Michael E. Knight left.
Yeah, he didn't stay on it.
for a
No.
while.
Okay, so yeah, nobody stays on the
He
show
left.
forever and ever. Who's been on the show and never left? Monica.
And she wasn't super young when she started.
So like
I mean, she was young, but she wasn't 22 like Nikolas.
Yeah. Even Laura's left. Like everybody leaves for a while, as one does. All right, when you're a creator, you can't be in the same character for 40 years nonstop. You really can't. Not without any sort of break to do something else, to step away and do stage, to do, act, and be somebody else. So it's just the actor's life.
I don't think Maurice has ever left.
Oh, well, there you go. But then again, he's also somebody that recognizes where his meal ticket is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I'd watch Nikolas Chavez in a new Vampire Diaries series. Can you imagine him as a vampire, Mother? Just a sexy vampire with sharp teeth.
Actually, I could.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, actually, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Well,
I could see him doing something, like kind of like dark and brooding and I don't know. Yeah. He's just a really good actor.
Well, you just really like him then.
I do. I really like him.
Yeah, that's why I need him to eulogize Britt. We need to give him that moment. We need more Emmy material so Nikolas Chavez can be an outstanding actor in the younger category 2 years running.
Right.
And we can also nominate the Corinthos Moss, says Alyssa. So we'll do that too. We'll nominate the Corinthos Moss. Putting in a great year last year. Disappearing and coming back. Even the Corinthos, there we go. The Corinthos Moss isn't even full time. The Corinthos Moss took time off.
Yeah. That was interesting that they did with Spencer when he found out about Britt.
He had to go take a moment alone on the stairs.
He sat on the stairs. Those stairs haven't been utilized in a long time.
I know, like nobody's renting that room.
No, yeah, there's like 4 rooms up there, I think. There's the 4 hotel rooms up there.
And then he went back to the table.
And then he went back to the table, yeah.
Even non-actors don't stay at a job for 40 plus years. The average is now 3 to 5 years if that for regular people, says Chandra. Interestingly enough, I'm one of those old school mentality people. I want to work at the same place for 20 years because I don't want to have to keep on finding a new job.
Well, I understand that. Chandra's right. And the reason why is I hopped every 3 years for a while.
Yeah.
I hopped every 3 years for a while when I was a younger person. I stayed at my last job in my career for almost 20 years. But I had gotten to a point in that profession where I really could not make a ton more money by making a jump.
Yeah.
And that's why you got to freaking jump. Because that 3% raise a year isn't very much.
No, it's not.
The typical raise is 3%. Well, if you're not making that much money, 3% could be pennies.
I just want to get to a point where I can pay my rent and not have to think about it, and then I'm good. I'm good past that.
You'll get there.
I know I will. I'll get there pretty soon. I feel like I'm going to get there in 2023. I've been working really hard, folks.
That's awesome, Matt. That's awesome. But like I said, though, when I made those jumps, I always got $3 more an hour, $5 more an hour.
I got to continue to build that resume and just look like an amazing person that I can make those jumps.
That's why I jumped.
Herman is here. But I'm so sorry to disappoint Herman because he's so excited that we're still on. But we've been on for an hour and 42 minutes, which means we're going to be getting on this elevator momentarily.
We are. But we talked about a lot of stuff.
We sure did. We covered it all, just like General Hospital covered it all. All right. There was no stone left unturned. We had cancer. We had bone marrow. We had Josiah. We had Drew being. I'm gonna find out for you. I'm gonna find the bottom of this for you.
That's another character that they need to do something with.
Him and Austin. We had paperwork in a box that Nina's gonna discover. All right. We had Martin Gray on this week. Martin Gray compelled to be a lawyer. I mean, I'm a lawyer full time all the time, but I didn't want to defend this nut job. We had Brad. We had Maxie becoming besties. Okay?
Yes.
We had good stuff from Austin because he was actually Franco. Okay. Nina saved Esme's life.
Yeah, she did.
But at least he'll know. You'll be a villain.
And she saved Brett's life too,
Saved
really.
Obrecht's life. And I'm going to take that baby and I'm going to raise that baby as my own. Oh gosh, no, Liesel, please don't do that. That didn't work for me. It's not going to work for you. We had
Idea.
we had John Lindstrom putting on a master class of acting this week as Kevin and as Ryan, back and forth, scene after scene. All right, we had Allie Mills knocking our socks off.
Crazy ass Heather.
We had crazy Heather just knocking our socks off. We had Joss and Dex sex. All right. It's nothing is better than when it rhymes. All right. We've got Sad Cameron, who's now 2 weeks away from getting on the microphone at the Savoy going, somebody kill me, please. Pretty, please. Kill me. Ah, like the wedding singer.
Oh, poor Cam, though.
Okay,
Poor
he's not going to be like that.
His feelings hurt so bad.
Yeah. And then he was going to cry, and then he couldn't look back because he was crying.
Yes.
And then, oh my God, Ma. Okay, and then Jocelyn steps out of the Kellys, right? And no less than 2 seconds later,
I know.
is Dex there going, "Are you okay? Are you all right, Jocelyn? Is your heart broken? Let's go back to my place and bone some more." And like, okay, he didn't say that, but all Cameron had to do was turn around and see him standing outside the windows with her.
I know. And Cameron would have been so upset. So upset. I think there is gonna be some kind of showdown between Cam and Dex at some point.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, what are they going to do with William Lipton? Is he on his way out?
Well, here's the thing. See, I don't think so. I think that he's just kind of on hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's and like also they kind of spoke to that a little bit as well on the show too when Jocelyn was breaking up to him. He's like, "Oh, well, I mean, I'm sorry I haven't been paying enough attention to you. I've been working and soccer and this and the other stuff." Like his life is just kind of in that boring period like I was talking about between being 18 and 21 where it's super important, but when it comes to like TV plotline, it's not really interesting to watch this person study and play soccer. It's important to him as a human, but not really interesting to him as a character. So he's just kind of in that period, which is fine because William Lipton in real life is going to school and isn't super available. And so the fact that he's had a chance to even be on is great. So I think that he's gonna sing some songs. I think that's gonna be his main thing going forward.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Brooke Lynn's going to ask him to be her newest project.
Yeah. Herman Lane says, "Matt, I think you would be so good as a voiceover and audiobook actor. Your voice is buttery magic." Well, thank you very much, Herman. If you have any connections, send them my way. Happy to do it.
And he has done one.
And yeah, I was leading into, you can take a look at JLJ Media on your podcast, or you can just search JLJ Media, and all kinds of different programs are going to show up. I have lent my voice to one called Fairview Heights, in which I play a little bit of a villain. I lent my voice to one called Mistletoe Road Season 2, and also one of the specials that just came out. I think it was the most recent episode on the Mistletoe Road show, in which I play a character named Carver who is stuck in Christmas land and does not like it. He is not having a good time.
You're right, though. Matt has a great voice, doesn't he?
I did a special. I don't remember what it's called, but it was about a superhero, a super speedster, Rapid Rita. So I did one about them. And then I've also in the process of getting one that I wrote, folks. I played the narrator on it. It's on the Really Short Story podcast. Keep them on your good side. I love politics medicine story. You can check that out. I wrote that one. I'm the narrator on that one, and we are currently in pre-production when it comes to coming out with a full series sometime this year. So keep your ears out for that. I wrote the whole thing. I wrote it.
Yeah.
I wrote a soap.
You did.
I wrote an audio soap, y'all.
You sure did.
Hopefully you'll listen.
You guys, my baby is talented.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Jeannie also agrees that that'd be great. Hey, you guys, sincerely, send me an agent. Send this audio to somebody. Make my career for me. I'm not going to do the work. You're lucky I do enough typing to actually broadcast.
But Matt's been told several times by all kinds of different people what a nice spoken voice he has.
You know, it's been my whole life. I was working at Hollywood Video. And I got an award one month for selling the most popcorn and candy with the rentals. This was so back in the day, you guys. This is so many years ago when you walked into a store, okay, and then you would give the person behind the counter a couple of bucks and you would take home a DVD. And you'd watch that movie, and then you'd be responsible for bringing it back to that location. There was no mail. There was no streaming. You just walked in and you went, oh, look, Bruce Willis has a new movie. Let me grab that one for the weekend.
Yep.
And then you take it home and you pop it in and you watch it and you bring it back. And then that opportunity was to get popcorn and candy and the soda for only $9.99 or whatever it was. You know,
Yeah,
some reasonable price back in the early 2000s.
Yes.
Not like it would be $24.99 now, right?
Right.
But you get a bucket of popcorn, bucket of microwavable popcorn, 2 candies and 2 sodas for that price. And I worked out a spiel. And I created a little sample. I put a little bucket of popcorn and I grabbed 2 candies and I put 2 sodas and I said, hey, you know, would you like to add on for and I had a little spiel. And I got complimented. People were like, wow, you should do radio. Your voice is so good. And then they would buy it. So, you know, go me. Go 23-year-old me.
And Matt did tons of commentary for wrestling.
For wrestling, yes. I have all kinds of wrestling commentary out there.
Tons of commentary.
Old Rush Pro Wrestling, all pro wrestling. Lots of wrestling commentary.
Yep.
Well, they're talking about their favorite books now. So mysteries are great. People like mysteries. I don't know. I haven't been much of an avid reader. I've read a lot of nerdy Star Trek books. Oh, I read the Left Behind series as a teenager.
Your grandma's reading that now.
Oh, is she? It's it's intense. You know, it's for a Christian series. It's pretty actiony. I have to listen to the audio soap you wrote, Matt. I know I didn't like the one that they had on JLJ for a bit, then they moved off his platform, but I hope I like yours. I don't know, Herman. I don't know if anybody will like it. I know that I wrote it, though.
Sure did.
Hopefully you like it. All right. Wrestling. Okay. I don't know. I don't have anything else in me. You got anything else in you, Ma?
I don't. I think we covered it.
I think we covered it. We did almost 2 hours today. Yeah. We're getting back on the elevator, folks.
We are.
I'm going back on the elevator.
I got to go to Costco. Rocco's out of food.
That's the most important thing you ever had to do, is make sure that good boy has something to eat.
I know. That's why I have to go today.
All right. We're going to go get a little do All right, folks, we're going to go back down to the first floor. We're going to get out of the elevator, and you're going to go into the parking garage. Okay? No Victor Cassadine to duck and weave this week, so you're going to be fine and safe getting into your car. Boop, boop, get right in there. Turn your radio to previous episodes of the 10th Floor, which you can find on all your audio podcasting platforms. And if you can't find it, reach out to us on Twitter at 10th Floor GH, and I will point you in the right direction or get the show added where you're looking. In the meantime, remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel because we are going to go to Costco. Remember to spend some time with your family. I've been Matt.
And I've been Kat.
And we'll catch you right here next time. I need to script this out on the 10th floor.